We're in the second part, and we have Ebola, and we're talking about the government theater and kind of what they're trying to push on people to maintain or obtain power. And as I was saying before, it's like the same thing says in the Bible. It cannot affect you unless you let it. And if you're afraid, it will affect you. If you're not afraid and you believe in God, you can't be affected. And I'm going to show you just some of these things right here. We have live in the Congo. It says, "Don't get Ebola." This little kid. But part of the thing I was pointing out is you may not have seen the video that says that Bill Gates's Ebola antidote is killing like tons of them. Like everybody who's taking it is dying. So it's kind of interesting that he has an Ebola vaccine already, and that they already had such staggering numbers. And I were, looking. I want to show you some of the things that is being said out there. Whether it's true or not, we'll have to evaluate. But look at this. So right here on this site, it's saying the Ebola outbreak planned years ago. What do you think the millions of coffin liners are for? Ebola outbreak has been planned years ago. What do you think the coffin liner for? So here's millions and millions of coffins. They've had and already shown that there's millions of coffins lying in these places, like Ohio and other places like that. Also, it's been seen, I've seen it myself, there's been government tanks going everywhere, hundreds of thousands being transported all over the United States. There's tests being run right now on military operations with other nations in the United States, and they're testing martial law, where they're getting out and they're practicing how to control everybody. So, this is part of their thing, I'm assuming. And they also have FEMA camps. The FEMA camps are to, it said, prolonged detain without trial or right or anything. And they're saying that, they're trying to make up stories about people's past in order to say that that's why they want to hold them in the future. And now we're starting to understand what the big plan is when they are trying to do these witch hunts that they have no information for, just out of their ass, yeah. And then literally, I know President Obama has, in my case where I got hit by a bus, it seemed like he was personally, head storming witch hunt, and it seemed directed at me, and he ended up rescinding on that and ended up saying, well, whatever was done, either pardoned or something. But the thing is there was nothing there, and I think that's part of their game is, to create the idea, and once they create the idea, then as a person, when you don't know what's going on, the only thing it does is make you afraid. And once you become aware of, that what it is, it's just the devil beating you up, and you believe in God, you realize that, the people that what they're doing to you is they're not even just. And it doesn't make a difference, no matter what. It's always a game you can't win. It's nothing that's right or just. It's just whatever they say. And we're starting to see that has been the big game plan all along. And that's what they're planning for. They're planning on putting everybody in, in jails, in camps, and whatever, giving Ebola, getting rid of them, putting RFD chips. The chips are so that they can use their drones to kill people. It's not for anything else. It's for automatically killing people. Then once they got rid of everybody, it's using the chips for cutting people off that they don't like. So it's just a hurting process, and it looks, I mean, as a Christian, and this is the thing that God says, nothing can affect you if you do not believe it, or if you do not give it power. So this all relies on people being afraid. As long as people aren't afraid, there's no power. They can't do anything. People will always survive. They will always get by. The devil, as strong as he may be, he would have took over a long time ago if he was more powerful than God, and he isn't. These guys can say whatever they want, but unless you believe it, they're bound by rules. And they cannot do anything. So keep that in mind as you look at some of these things, and kind of think about, for example, that teacher. There's a teacher right now in the news that they're just beating up. I'd like to see the videotape of their supposedly thing, or have the people who are saying they're witnesses against him. I think they should be on TV, and they should present their information, and they should show everybody, beyond a doubt, that that's the case, and he's just not being beat up because he may have values, and this is just part of their, government theater, devil killing, Christ-like figures that are just good people, and on the eternal witch hunt. So this is definitely something to think about, and I think that's kind of what's been happening. The devil has definitely, been trying to and working every day where they're finding people that are good people, and they're trying to sacrifice them. They're trying to crucify them, Christ-like figures, and it's up to us to stop that and speak out for one each other. So let's continue looking at this. So here's the cases. They show all the people, and as you can see, they're all over the place. And science, death, humanity by Ebola. So this, like I was saying, given a state innovation, I have a account for 90% of Earth's population by an Ebola virus. So this guy, he's given an award so he can get rid of extermination of 90%. So that gives you an idea. The human race, better than bacteria. And for apocalypse. And swift, pinker display of the road of human skulls. His preferred method of exterminating 5 billion was via airborne Ebola. And let's see. So, and it says Bill Gates owns a patent on existing Ebola and related vaccines. Mandatory vaccines are near. Bill Gates owns, right? He's been often said the Antichrist. Who knows? I'm sure it's somewhere in here in the group, but let's see if this is correct. The summary invention, right? Ebola, 70% of the Ebola is invented. And first case of Ebola here, proof Bill Gates wants to use it as a depopulation agent, So this kind of says right there, proof as a depopulation agent. We got all this. Okay. And as we scroll up a little more, we see this kid. I just said, hey, the kid hasn't seen the Bill Gates video on Ebola yet, or vaccine. And then the Cobra markings. So here, let's take a look at this Cobra markings right here. See the Cobra markings right there? See them? See them? See them? See them? Okay. And let's see if we can go back over here. Nalia. Now here's the nausea, right? See that? But there is something that I want to see, and that's Ebola.